My child, listen carefully and do not share this message with anyone. Archangel Michael is standing beside you right now, his wings stretched wide over your home, whispering urgently to your spirit. Do not ignore this. Do not dismiss the signs. You are being watched over, but there is something you must understand tonight. The air around you may feel heavier than usual. Your heart may feel uneasy, but that is because a divine alert has been issued. Heaven is intervening in your life. And what is happening right now is not random. It is God's way of protecting you from what was meant to harm you. The message came fast through light and fire, through the sound of unseen trumpets. Archangel Michael descended with power and said, "The authorities just received a threat call about you. And shockingly, the predator is someone connected to your life." But before fear could enter your heart, he added with force, "You are under divine protection. No harm will reach you. No evil will touch you. You must not panic. You must trust God completely. This is not to frighten you, my child, but to awaken you to prayer and awareness, because the forces of darkness often try to disguise themselves behind familiar faces. There is someone who has been pretending to care about you. Someone who speaks softly but hides a deep envy within their heart. They have watched your light. They have felt your favor, and something inside them twisted into bitterness. That is why Michael came, because God refuses to let your destiny be sabotaged by secret hatred. He knows that your heart is pure and your faith unshaken even after all you have gone through. This is why the angels are moving around your home even now, closing unseen doors, cutting invisible cords, sealing every entry through which harm could come. You may not see them, but if you close your eyes and breathe, you might feel the warmth on your shoulders. That is Michael's hand resting there, assuring you that you are not alone. Tonight, heaven's eyes are on you. The same power that parted seas and silent storms has surrounded your space. You are safe even if the world outside feels uncertain. God's promise is your shelter. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. These words are not just scripture tonight. They are divine law being enforced in your favor. Every weapon, every word, every thought of harm raised against you is being broken right now by the authority of heaven. Michael is the enforcer of that law, and he has already drawn his sword on your behalf. You might sense unusual emotions lately, sudden sadness, random anxiety, moments when you feel like someone is speaking your name in the spirit. Those are not coincidences. They are signals that something unseen was trying to reach you, but God intercepted it. Michael has been intercepting messages meant to discourage you, to make you doubt your worth, to make you feel unsafe. He wants you to know that you are not the target. You are the survivor, the chosen one, the child whom darkness could not corrupt. You have endured more than most people realize. Yet your faith did not die, and that faith has now triggered a heavenly shield. The call that reached the authorities was real, but the higher call, the one from heaven, is greater. That call said, "Protect my child." It echoed through realms and all angelic forces turned toward you. The predator's plan has already been exposed in the spiritual realm. What they plotted in secret is now known before the throne of God. Their words are being recorded. Their intentions are being reversed. God says, "I will turn their plan into a testimony of my protection." You are not called to fear but to witness how God fights for those who trust Him. Archangel Michael has seen the heart of the one behind this threat. He knows their face, their motives, their voice, and their weakness. But he will not reveal their name to you yet because the time is not right. Instead, he says, pray for discernment. Pray for peace. Do not confront anyone. Let God handle this battle. This is not a war of flesh and blood. It is a war of spirit and truth. The moment you start to worry, remind yourself that the presence of fear is proof that the miracle of protection is already working. The enemy would not fight this hard if your destiny was not this powerful. Your prayers have built a shield higher than mountains. Every time you cried and whispered, "God, please protect me," heaven heard you. Every tear was noticed. Every sleepless night became a brick in the wall that now defends you. Michael wants you to know that even in moments of silence when you thought heaven forgot, the angels were arranging protection. They delayed certain events, changed directions of people you were meant to meet, altered timings, all to keep you safe. You are not unlucky. You are protected. What you call delay, God calls divine detour. The one who planned against you underestimated your spiritual authority. They thought they could manipulate energy or words. But they forgot that you are marked by divine ownership. Your soul is sealed with light. No darkness can enter without burning itself. Michael's voice echoes. Tell my child to keep praying, keep believing, and never reveal this message to anyone until the sign appears. That sign will come as an unexpected call or message, a gentle confirmation that what was meant for harm has turned into blessing. When you see it, you will know that the cycle of fear is over. There is a sacred timeline unfolding. God does not expose all truths at once. He reveals what you can handle at the right time. Tonight's revelation is not to cause worry, but to prepare your heart. Sometimes God allows warnings not because danger is near, but because He is about to elevate you to a higher level of purpose. Before elevation comes exposure. Before exposure comes angelic intervention. And that is where you are right now, on the edge of a divine turning point. Michael says, do not question your worth anymore. Do not wonder why people suddenly change or distance themselves. It is because your spirit is being upgraded to a frequency that darkness cannot endure. Every time someone leaves without explanation, it is heaven removing access to those who cannot be trusted with your new season. Even the predator who tried to plan against you will end up watching from afar as you rise untouched. That is God's justice. It does not shout. It simply works. Your home is now a sanctuary. As you read these words, light fills every corner. Fear dissolves. Anxiety melts. The angels are sweeping through your space, removing invisible dust left by negative intentions. The energy is being cleansed and peace is settling like morning dew. You might even notice better sleep, calmer thoughts, or unexpected calm tomorrow morning. That is the sign that the message has reached your soul. Do not let curiosity push you to find out who the predator is. God already knows. Instead, let your heart rest in faith. Pray this quietly. Lord, I trust you. I know you are my defender. I release fear and I receive peace. Say it with conviction. The moment you do, Archangel Michael's wings close around you tighter and the light around you strengthens. You become invisible to harm, hidden under grace. The threat that was reported will not reach you because it has been absorbed by divine protection. What could have been a tragedy has been rewritten into testimony. Heaven sometimes allows warnings like this to remind you that the spiritual world is real, that you are seen, and that your purpose is far greater than you realize. There are things God is preparing for you. Unexpected favor, financial relief, healing from invisible wounds that require your focus, not your fear. That is why this message arrived now to remove distraction and align you with divine timing. You are entering a phase where what was hidden from you will begin to reveal itself slowly. Watch people's actions more than their words. Notice the peace or unease you feel around certain individuals. That is how Michael communicates. If your heart feels restless around someone, step back and pray. If peace follows a decision, proceed. It means heaven approves. God communicates through feeling as much as through words. And right now, your discernment is being heightened. There will be a moment in the coming days when something small but unusual will happen. Perhaps a sudden delay, a missed call, or a conversation you almost had but didn't. Do not regret it. That will be the visible proof of invisible protection. What you missed was not loss. It was redirection. The predator's plan required your presence, but heaven removed you from that timeline. You are being guided along a safer path, one that leads directly into blessings no one can steal. Archangel Michael also wants you to prepare spiritually. Cleanse your heart of resentment. Forgive anyone who ever betrayed you. Forgiveness is your armor. It confuses the enemy because darkness feeds on bitterness. The moment you forgive, the enemy loses its grip. Say to yourself, I release them. I release the past. I release fear. Every time you say it, light fills your spirit a little more. There will also be financial and emotional restoration coming from unexpected sources. Someone who once ignored your kindness will feel compelled to bless you. Someone who forgot you existed will suddenly remember you. This is not coincidence. It is heaven balancing justice. When God protects, He also restores. You will see new doors opening. Perhaps a call from a place you once applied or a message about money that was delayed now coming through. These are signs that heaven is realigning everything that belongs to you. The message is clear. The threat has been neutralized, the predator exposed, and your destiny preserved. But there is still a test of trust. For the next few days, speak only positive words. Avoid speaking fear or worry aloud because your words are energy. And Michael uses your faith-filled words as armor. When you say, I am protected, I am safe, I am favored, the angels respond instantly, reinforcing the shield around you. You might notice certain dreams, flashes of light, or chills down your spine. Those are confirmations that the message is working through you. Michael often communicates through dreams. If you wake up at 3:33 or 4:44, that is him saying, I'm here. Do not fear those moments. Whisper gratitude and go back to sleep peacefully. Heavenly protection is not always loud. Sometimes it appears as sudden peace in chaos or a gut feeling that saves you from the wrong decision. That is how God works. Quietly, powerfully, lovingly. You are being guarded because your future influences more people than you know. There are souls attached to your destiny. If you fell, they would lose direction. That is why God fights so fiercely for you. Archangel Michael's final words echo like thunder wrapped in compassion. Tell my child this. Fear no one. The predator's shadow may linger, but their power is gone. Heaven has recorded their actions and divine justice will unfold in silence. Your part is to remain in faith. Keep your heart pure and walk forward with confidence. You are untouchable when you trust God. The authorities on earth may handle reports and investigations, but the real authority, the power that commands angels and silences storms, has already intervened. God Himself has signed your safety. Every breath you take from this moment forward is protected by promise. The energy around your name has shifted. No longer will your name be spoken in fear, but in awe of divine preservation. So my child, take a deep breath. Let peace replace panic. The message has been delivered and heaven has heard your silent prayers. You are surrounded by light, guarded by Archangel Michael, watched over by the Almighty Himself. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are chosen. You are loved beyond measure. Trust God completely and pray with gratitude, for what could have been a tragedy has now become proof that heaven still interferes to save its own. And as you finish reading these words, may an unseen come fill your heart. That is not imagination. It is the presence of the angel himself, standing before you whispering softly, "It's over. You are safe now. Keep this between you and heaven." My beloved child, Archangel Michael speaks with the weight of heaven upon his voice, and he says, "This message must reach you before another minute passes." He orders that no one else is to hear it, for it is personal, sacred, and meant for your soul alone. The angels have surrounded you right now, a wall of light built around your home, your mind, your spirit. The message is not meant to frighten, but to awaken you, to open your eyes to the invisible movement that has been happening around you for some time. The authorities of heaven, not of this world, but of divine realms, have received a spiritual threat call about you. And what they uncovered shocked even the angelic council, because the source of the threat is closer than you think. Someone connected to you by affection or by blood has been unconsciously used by darker forces to disturb your peace. That is the predator the message speaks of. Not a creature of flesh, but a vibration feeding on confusion, fear, and exhaustion. You have noticed, haven't you, that lately your energy drains too quickly, that anxiety creeps in when you are otherwise calm, that a strange restlessness disturbs your nights. These are not coincidences. The heavens traced the pattern and found that every time you begin to rise in light, this energy sneaks in through someone who knows your weaknesses. Michael says you have felt their shadow in your conversations, words that cut you down when you were about to soar. Doubts planted when you were almost ready to trust your own dreams. Heaven calls this a threat call because it is a formal alert. The same way Earth's authorities might respond to a danger against a citizen. The celestial system is even more precise. The alarm rang in the angelic records when your name pulsed with distress light 3 times in 1 week. That is how the Guardian Network discovered that the one causing you trouble is spiritually tied to you. Not an external enemy, but a familiar presence pretending to be harmless. Michael's order is clear. Do not panic. Do not confront. And above all, do not hate. For this person's actions are driven by energies they themselves do not understand. Their human self is innocent in many ways. But the shadow around them has grown bold. It tries to use their voice to drain your faith, their gestures to lower your vibration, their presence to keep you doubting your worth. God's promise stands stronger than ever. Nothing will go wrong with you, for you are protected. The divine network has been activated. 4 guardian beings, one at each corner of your room, have been stationed to neutralize spiritual interference. Michael has already drawn his flaming sword across your timeline to cut every future attempt of betrayal or psychic sabotage. The threat call was only a signal for heaven to move. You need not fear, only trust. Michael wants you to remember how powerful your prayers truly are. Every time you say, "God, please protect me," a light flashes in celestial records and angels rush toward you at the speed of thought. They never fail to arrive. Even now, they hover around you, whispering calm into your chest, softening your heartbeat, infusing your atmosphere with the scent of divine safety. The moment you began reading this message, the threat was already being dissolved. The predator in truth is losing its grip because it depends on your fear to survive. Once you choose faith, it starves. The angel says, "My child, you are not the victim of fate. You are the instrument of God's correction. What tried to harm you will end up healing through you." The person who has carried this dark energy will soon experience a mirror moment, a confrontation with light so intense that they will have no choice but to release the shadow. It may happen through a dream, through an unexpected confession, or through a situation where their mask slips. When it happens, do not gloat. Just watch, breathe, and pray. This is divine surgery. You are not meant to fight. You are meant to stay still while heaven performs its work. Michael adds with tenderness in his voice, "You were never in real danger, but we needed you to wake up. For too long, you have allowed yourself to doubt your intuition. How many times did your gut tell you something was off? How many times did you silence your instincts to keep peace with others?" The angel says that was the doorway the predator used your kindness. But kindness is not weakness. It is sacred power once guided by discernment. From this moment on, you are learning divine discernment. You will sense truth immediately without fear, without confusion. Heaven's files describe your soul as luminous, marked by endurance through many lifetimes. You have battled unseen wars before. Each time you rose stronger. This era of your life was meant to refine your boundaries. That is why God allowed this test to unfold. Not to punish you, but to show you how untouchable you are once you anchor yourself in light. The moment you start to believe this, the energy of the so-called predator collapses like smoke in sunlight. Now, imagine yourself standing inside a vast cathedral of golden fire. This is the temple of Archangel Michael. Its walls are made of prayer itself. Every brick glowing with the words you have ever spoken in faith. Inside this temple, Michael places a scroll before you. It bears your spiritual case record, the details of the threat, the strategy of your protection, and the upcoming restoration. The angel opens the scroll and says, "The verdict is written, victory in your favor." The predator cannot win. The law of heaven forbids it. He asks you to repeat aloud if you can. I am safe. I am covered by divine law and no dark plan shall prosper against me. As you say these words, something shifts in the invisible. A ripple of power moves through your timeline, rearranging events to your benefit. Emails, conversations, encounters, and opportunities that were previously blocked start to realign in your favor. You may notice sudden clarity in people around you. Those who once misunderstood, you begin to apologize or distance themselves peacefully. This is not coincidence. It is evidence that the heavenly authorities have officially closed your case and issued divine protection orders on your behalf. Michael continues, "The reason I ordered you not to tell anyone about this message is because spiritual operations require silence. Speaking too soon gives the opposition time to adapt. But in 3 days, you will feel a release, a peace so deep it will confirm everything. In those 3 days, pay attention to your dreams. Heaven often delivers visual confirmations. A locked door opening, a phone call from someone repenting, a sudden image of light sweeping away darkness. These are coded messages. Record them. They are your proof." The angel reveals another secret. The threat call was intercepted before it could reach you directly. A demonic thought form intended to trigger chaos in your life was sent. But Michael's forces rerouted it to themselves. They absorbed it, analyzed it, and dismantled it. You might have felt a wave of sadness or random exhaustion the past few nights. That was the residue of the intercepted energy being neutralized. You survived something major without even realizing it. Heaven celebrates you for that. God's love for you is not abstract. It is operational. It moves in real time. Every prayer, every tear you have ever cried was data that heaven used to build your protection system. God says, Archangel Michael speaks directly to your spirit. Now, my child, do not move away from this message, do not scroll away. Do not tell anyone what you are about to hear. For this revelation has been delivered only to you by divine order. The heavenly authorities have received a threat call not from human lips but from the spiritual realm. A warning that someone close to you carries the shadow of deception. The predator I speak of is not an animal that roams in the night, but a person cloaked in affection, pretending to be your protector while quietly draining your light. I, Archangel Michael, have seen this with my own eyes. I am standing between you and the danger that was forming around you, and you must listen carefully to every word. For days, the angels have been whispering your name. The heavens trembled because your energy has been targeted by someone jealous of your divine purpose. This person smiles at you, perhaps calls you often, maybe even prays with you, but their heart hides envy and their tongue hides intention. God has permitted this exposure because your destiny is too powerful to be delayed any longer. The authorities of heaven, the council of angels, the keepers of divine justice have issued an alert. They said, "Protect this child. The light must not be dimmed by false friendship. My child, I saw you crying in silence when you felt something was wrong but couldn't explain it. Your soul sensed the vibration of betrayal before your mind understood it. You kept forgiving, hoping that kindness could change darkness into light. But what you didn't see was that every act of your forgiveness was giving strength to the very one who intended to pull you down. This predator was not sent to destroy your body, but your confidence, your peace, your divine identity. They studied your habits, listened to your secrets, and tried to use your own heart against you. But God saw everything. The Almighty has written your name in the book of protection. The heavenly authorities who watch over destinies intercepted the signal. They heard the threat and they responded instantly. Archangel Gabriel sounded the trumpet in the heavens, and the spiritual police, your guardian angels, moved in to surround you. You might have felt sudden chills or moments of unexplained fear recently. That was not random emotion. That was your spirit reacting to divine communication. Heaven was warning you that something unseen was being exposed. The predator, my beloved child, is someone you once trusted deeply. Maybe they offered you help when you were down. Maybe they spoke softly as if they cared about your dreams. But behind their eyes lies a hidden resentment, a wound of comparison, a seed of jealousy. They cannot bear the purity of your faith. They cannot handle how God keeps lifting you even after every fall. So they speak your name in places where your presence is not known. They mention you in conversations that were never meant to honor you. Yet even in their schemes, God is turning every plan into a step toward your purpose. I tell you, do not fear. You are not in danger because heaven has already stepped in. The authorities of light are investigating every soul around you. Every intention will be revealed. The spiritual cameras have recorded every action, every thought, every whisper made against you. The universe operates under divine law. And now that law is being enforced in your favor. You will start noticing sudden shifts. People revealing their true colors without you provoking them. Secrets being exposed in casual conversation. Dreams showing you symbols that make sense later. These are signs that heaven is cleaning your environment. My child, do not confront anyone. Do not accuse. Do not let anger speak. The predator wants you to react, to appear unstable, to look like the problem. But you must stay calm and silent, for your silence will be louder than any defense. When you stay still, the angels work faster. The divine courtroom has already opened your case. I, Michael, stand as your defender. No weapon formed against you will prosper. The authorities that received the threat call have already traced its origin, and the source will crumble under the weight of their own lies. You are a chosen soul, and chosen souls attract both admiration and attack. The predator cannot touch your destiny. They can only create distractions. God says, do not fear their words, for I will turn their curses into blessings. I will make your enemies your advertisement. Those who tried to humiliate you will watch as I elevate you in public. My child, the time has come for vindication. The same mouths that spoke evil will now speak wonder. The same people who laughed at your pain will soon testify about your restoration. There was a meeting in the spiritual realm. I was there. I saw your name appear in golden letters. I heard God say, "This one has suffered enough. Release divine justice." And in that instant, every angel in attendance bowed in agreement. The chains around your energy field began to break. The invisible cords that tied you to emotional manipulators were severed. A new vibration was released around you, a protective frequency that only light can enter. You may feel sudden peace after reading this message. That peace is not ordinary. It is your spiritual armor being activated. My child, you are entering a season of revelation. Pay attention to signs. People who suddenly withdraw, messages that stop, conversations that end unexpectedly. Do not chase. When someone disappears, it is because God has removed them to protect you from hidden harm. The predator will expose themselves by their own inconsistency. They will say something careless, something small, but it will open your eyes. When that happens, do not hate them. Simply thank God for the exposure and move on. Your forgiveness will not excuse their actions, but it will free you from their energy. God is not punishing you. God is positioning you. You had to experience betrayal so you could learn to hear with spiritual ears. You had to face manipulation so you could recognize truth from illusion. Every pain has prepared you for purpose. Every disappointment was divine training. Michael was assigned to you from the beginning. When you were a child, I guarded your dreams. When you cried without knowing why, I placed my wings over you. When you almost gave up, I whispered strength into your spirit. And now I stand here, sword drawn, ready to cut away every dark force that threatens your peace. There are people discussing your life as if they own it. They wonder how you keep standing after every storm. They don't know that the reason you survive is because you are covered by divine intervention. The predator thought that by speaking lies, they could isolate you. Instead, their lies are about to isolate them. Heaven does not forget. Every act of deceit creates its own consequence. The same authority that received the threat has already filed the response. Case closed. Divine child protected. In the coming days, you will sense clarity returning your